my water bottle at all?
No.
What's that thing where people like hate people chewing? Do you know what that's called?
Oh, is there like an actual name for that? I know a lot of people
Yeah.
who hate it.
Like, but then there's like the ASMR community, like who
Yeah,
like
which is
love
like the
that.
complete. They must hate that. I wonder if people who have like whatever it's called, like hate ASMR because that's like specifically their
They
thing. I guess.
just like rage hate it.
My mom
Are
had
we
a thing.
recording?
We are recording now. Yes.
Okay. Comment below if you whatever that thing is called. I guess we should introduce ourselves. So
Yeah.
we're killing it with episode 2. This is episode 2 of the Jackalope Club. I'm Mark.
I'm Ben.
And this is Jackalope Club. I just want to remind everyone that we actually have new products in the store, Ben. I don't know if you knew that. We got some cool action figures
I did see
that I like.
those.
These kind of like humanoid creatures. We got some. There's a little bit of One Piece left. I don't think there's any One Piece left. Maybe by now there is. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's the MetaZoo, but lots of goodies. I should have brought my hat in, but my daughter actually is wearing it. There's new Jackalope hats. But use code podcast to check out. You get 10% off whatever floats your boat in there.
Playmats. Those playmats are
yeah, the playmats. And then also every purchase gets a promo card. Super shiny promo card by Fran. And we'll leave his messaging below. Messaging handle, Instagram handle below with all the information.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been going fun. It's like I like seeing them the playmats go out. I got a playmat myself, rolled up to locals with it. And, I felt pretty cool with it.
It is cool.
I didn't do the thing of like, that's Jackalope, but part of Jackalope was just like, hello, this is a cool mat. Because I also like the lanes that we got going on with it. So that's always super helpful.
And it's unique. Like up until now, I haven't seen another like single mat that has lines. Like MetaZoo's put out a ton of cool play mats, like the Torrential Tides play mats and all of the different Aura play mats. But to have like not only our unique one, but one that has the lanes, it feels pretty cool. And they look cool when they're lined up as well. We
should just try to figure out like fly Fran out for like, we'll just do like a sponsored Jackalope convention, and then he can just like sign all the playmats or something.
That'd be sweet.
So, Fran, if you're watching, come on out. You can come stay at my place. I have a really comfy couch. So,
my couch is not
do you have a comfy?
No, I have like an aesthetically pleasing couch. Like, so when I got my last house, it had like a wooden panel wall, and I had this like goal and like this big giant bay window. I had this goal for it to be like a mid-century modern like hangout spot. I didn't want to have a TV in there. I had like it had like a stereo cabinet built into the wall. So my dad like gave me his stereo from college, and we hooked up like a turntable, but also like a 6-disc changer, and I hooked up like a Bluetooth adapter. It was sweet. And I lined like my collectibles up on it too. Like I had like all 5 pieces of Exodia like above it, and it was just like a bunch of nerd stuff. But I made it like my sitting room. And I had this big giant bay window. It was like 13 feet long. And I was like, I need like a couch that fits this. So I got this low, like sunburnt orange couch that's 13 feet long. It's like a U-shaped sectional, but not comfortable at all. Super expensive, not comfortable at all.
Yeah. Looks good. That's super like mid-century. Nice. That kind of like, that like burnt orange kind of thing. Or is that more like 70s? But probably the vibe is right in that room.
It worked in that room with the wooden wall and like had like dark red accents, and it fit. I had like a super like low like oblong coffee table. I enjoyed.
Did you sleep on that couch at all?
I sleep on it now sometimes, like if I fall asleep in the living room, but just not comfortable. The only thing I like about it, I'm pretty tall, so I can like actually like lay out on it versus other couches. I don't have to like prop my feet up on something. Like if I lay on the long part, I can like fully extend out.
Yeah. Tell the viewers how tall you are, Ben.
I'm 6'4".
You're 6'4"?
Yeah.
I'm 6'1". Okay. I guess I kind of had that thing of like, we're the same height, right? But you got 3 inches on me. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, I'm 6'1". I have, my brothers are taller than me. I have a younger brother who's 6'7", 6'8". He's 6'8", and then an older brother who's like 6'8" as well. So they're like, so I always thought like 6'1" was short. So anytime like I meet someone like, oh, I'm just a short guy, but like I got tall guy problems, especially like airplanes, the whole thing. But it's funny you brought up couches, because like if I have a couch that isn't comfortable, like my leg, I feel like I have to do something with my legs. I can't get comfortable on a certain like height of a couch.
Agreed. Yeah,
I need something to put my feet up on, but maybe I'm just like lazy. I got to put my feet up on something.
See, I'm more of like, I need something behind me. Like the thing I hate about my couch is like the back of it is it's maybe like 2 feet tall, so there's nothing behind your head.
Yeah,
and like I would rather have like a couch that's, you know, it doesn't. I don't care how low to the ground it is, but I just need something to like lean my head on. Otherwise, I can't get comfy.
Are you the type of family that where there's like no eating on the couch and like no animals on the couch?
We're the opposite. We're like totally a living room family. Like the dogs are on the couch, but also we're always in the living room.
Couch is meant to hang and sit and eat. Like I'm not like, hey, just go paint on the couch, but
right.
Couches are meant to be worn in and have fun. Like
popcorn and
like,
movies.
Oh yeah. I mean, my kids were like when they were younger, like I couldn't stand when they would like jump on the couch. I would just be like, all right. I mean, but like we used to have all the cool levers and the buttons where stuff goes up. Like 100%, those like wires have been split because they would jump on the couch. There's one area that does go up with the little button, and that's like my spot, and they know that it's my spot. So, welcome to the Couch Podcast, guys. We're 13 minutes in. Tell us about your favorite couch below. But couches are something, man. Like it's a long-term investment thing. You don't have a fast turnover with a couch. Like I remember I've had bad couches where I'm like, I'm sticking to it. I got to see where this leads me. Yeah.
Have you been seeing like the trend of animal-shaped couches?
No, like legit, like
yeah. So
this couch is shaped like a dog.
Yes, but like a massive dog, and a dog is one of them that I saw recently. And like the big one is a gorilla, and I think that like it started with like somebody made like an AI generated image of like a gorilla couch, but then like some manufacturer on like Alibaba was like, we'll sell you those, and they made them.
I can make that. Whatever you need.
And they're between like $6,000 and $10,000, but they show up and they are massive like animal couches, and it's become like a trend on like TikTok and stuff where people are like, will it show up? Let's order the $6,000 monkey couch and see if it gets here, and it does.
I couldn't do $6,000 monkey couch.
No,
I'm weird with monkeys.
Couch.
Like even like with all like Pokemon cryptids, like what if it's like a monkey and stuff? I'm like, to me that's like C tier kind of thing. Like Rillaboom. I know like they're powerful in the game, and like the cards are cool. I'm like, oh, he's cool. He's a drummer. But I'm like boring, and like Infernape looks cool too. I'm like, get that monkey out of here. So, and I'm sorry, like Wukong. I know like the cards look amazing. But I'm like, I could go for like, you know, give me something like Explosive Rabbit or something. Like for some reason, monkeys and apes don't do it for me. I'm sorry. Yeah, same with Bigfoot. I know you're a Bigfoot guy, but I'm just like.
But I like dragons more. So like dragon shaped couch, I might be down for it. Like big dragon's head or something, or like a dragon with like the tail wrapping around, big sectional. I might be down for that. Especially
so like, let's call someone at Alibaba and be like, can you make a dragon shaped couch for Jackalope Club? And then we'll see what happens on TikTok. And neither of us are on TikTok, so people just have to let us know if that works out. That'd be cool. Like instead of like the button that you put up where your feet up, it's like a dragon wing that just goes up. All right.
That'd be cool. I think you could even have like a light up thing in the mouth where there's like a button that like makes a noise like a Halloween decoration. I think it'd be awesome. I'd put my
Do you put your Halloween decorations up early or like I guess what date you put them up?
Usually
as of this recording, it's October 1st. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess it also depends on when we get pumpkins though. Because like if we get pumpkins, we kind of transition from like fall aesthetic to Halloween aesthetic pretty quickly.
Okay.
Like it's like usually like maybe the day after Thanksgiving or maybe on Thanksgiving. Maybe like because you can put pumpkins outside and not decorate them or carve them, and it's like, oh look, nice, it's fall. And then one day later, just turn them around and they have a face. It's like, oh, it's Halloween.
Halloween. There you go. We moved to this neighborhood. I don't know, 5 years ago, whatever. I'm bad with like dates, but we always had pumpkins like in the apartment we're in. And like when we lived like upstate New York and stuff, like, cool, you put pumpkins out and then we go, there's a farm nearby. We get like pumpkins and stuff. We're all excited. And we look around, we're like, why else have pumpkins inside their house? We're like, maybe they just haven't gotten their pumpkins yet. And like, so we put them outside and we learned the next morning exactly why no one puts pumpkins out is because deer and squirrels would just be like, my pumpkin. And it's just not, there's like scratch marks in it and they're gone. So like, how long does your pumpkin last? Because after that, I was like, no more pumpkins.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I had that exact problem at our last house. Our last house, we were in like a cul-de-sac, but behind us was just woods. So we constantly had deer coming in and out. And we learned that lesson pretty quickly. But like, we were the kind of people who would just get more pumpkins. Like we're bad. We were just like, let's feed the deer. Like they need food too. So like if they got our pumpkins, we would just get more pumpkins, or we would just like overstock on pumpkins, or we would just turn them because they would generally they would eat a whole side of the pumpkin, and we would just be like,
yeah.
And then when it droops, we just
rotating it for them.
yeah,
for them.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, I loved the animals. We have some rabbits. I actually think like under this office, there's like a family of rabbits. I'm like, hey man, keep hanging out. Like I am totally fine with it. So like I'll pull my car up to the driveway and these little bunnies like looking at me. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Don't worry, you got a safe place here. Yeah, but we're not even like too close to the woods. Woods. I don't know why I did that. As if no one could see. Like we're like the woods are that away, but like we have little bunnies hanging out there.
We have like zero.
But it's September 5th. We like to put out like fall aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like we kind of like ramp into it. So like we'll put the wreath on our door. Total suburb crap. Like wreath on the door. The little scarecrows and stuff, but then like, it starts falling with the leaves. But then I think like, October 1st is when like, I'm like, okay, it's time. And that's when like the skeletons, I love it, man. I wish I could be the guy that has like blood on the windows and things, but I think my kids enjoy it, so my wife to an extent, but like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, like now I'm kind of like, I'm getting closer and closer to like PG-13.
Right.
At Spirit Halloween, like 2 years ago, there was a giant Mars Attacks guy for $500. And at the time you're like, that's crazy. But now that is all I think about. And he was huge. He was like, and like he had the ray gun and everything. I'm like, man, how cool would that be to be like, there's the ray gun, there's the Mars Attacks plate. So
just a couple booster boxes.
Yeah, that's all right. So use discount code podcast below so I can get Mars Attacks. Like, dude, did you know Mars Attacks has trading cards?
I did not. Is it their own series, or are they like on something?
Dude, they've been around since like 19. I probably say dude a lot. I'm gonna listen to this back and realize I say dude 400 times. I don't know if you're like getting it, but they've been around since like 1962, and dude. Maybe longer than that. And it's really cool because when they came out, like you're familiar, like they blast, like they have ray blasters of like livestock and they're just like charred and all disgusting. Like they had that like 60 years ago. So everyone was up in arms like, these are disgusting. So they had to take them off the shelf, which of course, if you take anything away, children are going to be like, I want it. Right. So like I've got a bunch of like PSA 5 and 6, and then there's the big one is called The Invasion Begins. So if you get a PSA 10 Invasion Begins, like original series, it's oodles of dollars. But of course my brain's like I really want like Pokemon and some MetaZoo things, but it's like, that'd be awesome if I got Invasion Begins, like PSA 10. Like when we're talking grails, like that's a cool grail because it only like collectors have them. They're probably not selling it. So, and that's something I want to find out in the wild. Like, I don't want to go to heritage auctions and stuff. Like no disrespect to them, but like, I'm not an auction house type person. So
I really badly want to find, like, Wizards of the Coast did a Harry Potter game. I've never opened it, never even like really seen it, any of the cards or anything, but I know it exists. And I really I want to like naturally like find some of that somewhere, whether it be like at a show or like on Marketplace. I want to like find it in the wild and experience like opening that product, because like in my brain, like Wizards of the Coast, that's crazy. I love Harry Potter. I don't know what's in there. I think that like that might be like the next thing that like I chase for like my personal collection grail, is like to open up some Harry Potter, figure out whatever's like the thing to get, and then try and find a great one. Because I know there's like,
is that the one that came out like 3 years ago or so, or like is this like OG like okay? Because I could have sworn maybe there was like a reprint or someone picked up the IP, or maybe I just saw it like somewhere. But I'm not a big Harry Potter guy.
2000s thing.
Yeah, it had to have been because I saw it like 2000, maybe like 98, 99. Was it 2000? Yeah, 99, 2000. So yeah, when the first one came out. So, which I guess if Wizards was in their heyday, they're doing. Did they have Pokemon at that time, or did they lose it?
I think that's when they had it. It was 99 to 2000 something, because first set was 99 and that was Wizards.
Okay, had it, lost it, whatever the actual like
that
actually happened. I don't know. They can go watch another channel and find out whatever actually happened. I'm sure there's 40 videos of like the 3-hour documentaries of what happened with Wizards.
They can also tell me where I could find some Harry Potter.
That's true. But there's something to say about finding it in the wild. It feels so much better. Like, my daughter really likes TMNT, but she only likes 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which one, I'm like, cool, because I have my Ninja Turtles. But then all these new movies, I'm telling her, like, oh, like there's Leatherhead, but she's like, that's not my Leatherhead. I'm like, cool, all right, that's really cool. So she has all these characters, but then she's missing Casey Jones, which the ones that like you and I grew up on, it's like the hockey player, but like it's sort of like a cooler looking one in the 2014. And it's actually voiced by I think it's Josh Peck, the guy from Jake and Josh. Like he does like a lot of voiceover, and like he's got a cool podcast. Seems like a nice dude. So Josh, if you're watching this, let me know your favorite cryptid below. I'm just gonna keep doing calls to action and see what sticks. What's your favorite color down below? But I looked everywhere. I was like, I could have gotten on eBay for $16, but I was like, that's not fun and it's not an experience. So I was with her, and everywhere we go, it's fun to be like, do you have Casey Jones? And like, oh, we have this one. And it was always like the one that you and I grew up with. Yeah. And then, but it was always just fun, even though we went to these places and didn't buy anything. Like it was cool to be like, maybe it's there. And then when I was in Arizona, I'm just looking around. I got some like Mo2. I'm like, oh, cool. And then the woman was like, oh, do you want like anything else? I'm looking back there, and Casey Jones was laying down, like face, like not even posed. I'm like, oh, I freaked out, like probably way more than I should have. But it was so cool to be like, not only is he there, he was like $11, and like no one wanted him. It's like, ah, man, like I found him. So it's such a cool feeling to be like, found it, gotcha. So
that's how it's when I pull the Philosopher's Stone.
Is that the big one?
I don't know. I'm assuming. Again, I have like zero actual knowledge. I saw a box one time. And I was like, that exists, and it intrigued me.
I wonder what a box goes for.
Never even looked it up.
Okay, I like that though. That you're like, let's do this.
Because my first thought was like, oh, I'll just go buy some on eBay. But like again, like I have like a similar thing where my daughter's like really into Sailor Moon right now. But she's not into Sailor Moon like that I grew up on, that was on like Toonami and stuff. She's into like the newer Sailor Moons from like 2018, like 2022 or whatever. But like she came to the Cleveland CollectCon and met the voice of Sailor Moon, and like she's like really into Sailor Moon. But there's a specific vendor at like every CollectCon who just sells like weird TCGs by the pack. Like he just has like every TCG that exists, and he just has like
Dick Tracy and things like that. Yeah, I've seen that guy. Yeah.
But he had Sailor Moon packs, so I bought like 5 or 6 Sailor Moon packs, and then me, my wife, and my daughter all sat. We like ripped them, and they were all in some different language, so we had no idea what they were, and I had no idea. But like my daughter was like, "That's Sailor Jupiter," and that's Sailor. She like knew the characters from the show, and I was like, "Oh, this is super cool." Like, you know, it's not Pokemon, but like she's starting to see like because I love cards. And she's like, oh, this is cool. Like I gotta put them in my binder, and I'm like, yeah.
It's so cool to like share that, like just with trading cards in general. It's like, yeah, cool. Like that's a piece of art. I'm glad you appreciate that. And I always visit that guy it's always the same guy who's got all the stuff, because you and I will be at CollectorCons. I always ask him, like, do you have Mars Attacks? Because some new company always picks it up and reprints it. Like I know I think Topps has the license currently. But they've done reprints for so many sets, and I have like master sets from like probably like 4 or 5 master sets, because they're so cheap. You can get a master set for like $35 or something. Like it's nothing, but it's so cool, and like they get gnarlier and gnarlier. Like they get really pretty dark. Some stuff I'm like, ooh, no, thank you. Which like I like horror, I like all these things. I'm like, oh, they're really going for that, like eye gouging and like melting and things. So, but it's cool. Like I actually forget about some of the sets, and then I'll go and like. I just like organizing cards. I'll go and be like, oh, what's in this binder? Because it's not marked. Although by now I should know the unmarked one is Mars Attacks. And I'm always like, oh yeah, it's like discovering it again for the first time. Do you have any sets like that you go back to, or TCGs or collectibles or anything?
Yeah, I went through like a Topps phase where like whatever Topps set was out, I was like, oh, I want to collect that. Because like Metazoo at one point did like their Topps Chrome Blasters, and that was the first Topps product I ever opened. And I was like, this is cool. Like, I like serialized things. So I just went through like a bunch of like weird little Topps sets. Like even like today I was at Target and I saw they had like a Topps Chrome Star Wars, and I bought 2 blasters of that I haven't opened yet. So I have like 2 or 3 binders, and I'll find them sometimes where I'll just be like, what is this, like Marvel something? And I was like, oh, I have that guy. Like, and it'll always be like a lot of these things like I'll just buy because I like to open packs. And again, I like you. I like to organize cards and like put them in like make little collections, even if I forget about them. But I always get like the hit of something that I've never heard of, especially when it comes to superheroes and stuff, because I like superheroes. But I'll always get like the out of 99 like weird superhero I've never heard of, and I'm like cool, and then it goes in the binder, and then that's it. It stays away.
DC is a good one now. I think it's called like it's not DC Legends. I'm gonna kill some airtime, but like my entire desk is just full of trading cards. But shout out to Zard Exchange. I got a box on his stream.
That's cool.
But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Is I have a gold Solaris, and it's out of 24. So I got 18 out of 24. I'm like, cool. And he set it all up to where I'm like, oh, cool. I'll probably send it to PSA. I'm never gonna send it to PSA, but
I have a stack of cards that I'm gonna send to PSA.
Yeah. So this is DC Golden Flight, Brilliant Superman.
Cool.
But dude, there's like really cool cards in it, and they're all holographic. Actually, I really like these. Like these are the common. Whoop! Now everything's worth $1. So like these are the commons where it's like a cool kind of like comic book cover.
Cool.
So
that's like a cool.
I don't know. Yeah, I really like Doomsday too, but that again, like I forgot what I paid for the box. Shout out to Zard Exchange. Zard, if you're listening, comment below. How much is that box? But it was like a fun rip. It's just like, and getting a serialized card. It's like, you got to think, like, if only 24 of those were made, I don't know, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know what the prices are on it.
There's probably more than 24 people who that's their favorite thing.
Okay, so maybe I'll just sell it for $4,000.
At least.
That's the dream, right? You find something at a garage sale and you're like, what's this? And then 20 years later, you're like, it's actually $50,000. Or like Antique Roadshow.
Yeah, Antique Roadshow. I grew up on, my grandma would always watch that.
Yeah. And I would always think like silver must be the most rarest thing, like the rarest thing ever. And like my grandma had a silver tea set. I'm like, someday that's going to be $1 million.
Going on the roadshow, grandma.
Like, yeah, now I think like silver, if you melt it down, that's like the way to get money out of like silver. But yeah, people like freak out, and I think there's always someone with Pokemon, of course, because they're like, get that in there, we got to get those views. But people faint. They're like, I had no idea. And I don't know. I feel like they had some idea because that's where you're going, right?
The president in 1942. It's like no.
Yeah, I had no idea. Oh, and it's always like, well, yeah, my dad. I always feel like they were like acquired in shady business deals because they're like, my dad knew some people, and like. How'd you get that? Like, oh, it was just in the house that you ended up moving into, or a friend gave it to you. Maybe those are all true, but it seems like there's always like shady mean.
Yeah, my heart would break if I found out that the Antique Roadshow was like Pawn Stars, where it's like they don't even have a real roadshow. It's just like a set.
I think it is. I think their roadshow is like them setting up at like a Collecticon type. Like it's an act. Like
do they actually film
them being on the road? I think is like them getting. Like setting up at a fair or something like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Is your heart broken?
A little bit, yeah. Because I thought that the Antique Roadshow was like legitimately like they would set up like in a parking lot or like at a convention, and then people would like it was like a live reaction thing. Like I didn't think it was a pre-screened thing.
Oh no, I think it is. I think it's still that. I think
because like Pawn Stars is like completely pre-screened. Like there was a guy who made a YouTube video of like him trying to sell like a fake card to Chumlee. And like, got through the process. And, and it was like all fake. But if the roadshow is fake, like man, that would suck.
I'm sure there's some part of it. Like they probably have people that they know. My guess is they have the real line, and I think it is at like let's just say a state fair, somewhere where they know there's going to be a crowd. Yeah. They have to advertise because no one's just walking around with priceless heirlooms.
Right.
And I'm guessing they go through the line. Someone who's a little bit knowledgeable is like, what do you have here? And they probably pre-screen them in the line. I don't think they give them like a per diem like they do with Pawn Stars and stuff. Cause like that's an actual set, like a full on like overhead lighting. Yeah. There's a script, there's a theme. Antique Roadshow is like, here's how much it is. You were on a game show once?
Yeah. Let's Make a Deal.
You did it? Yeah.
No, I wasn't like a contestant, but I was in the audience. I was like stationed in Seal Beach, California when I was in the Navy. And there was like a thing that they did was like a military appreciation day, but you got paid $100 to be there.
Yeah.
But it was like their Halloween show. And I remember we all had to dress in costumes. And I went as like a greaser. Like I had like tight jeans and a leather jacket and like slick back hair. But it was like really hot in there. And I remember it was like, they like pre-screened. Like you would waited in line until you like got like to the person who like actually screened you, but they would like go through the line and like see who had the most energy and like try to find like characters to be on the show.
So So I had two friends that worked on the show that would do the casting for that.
Yeah.
And there was one Bombshell exclusive, whatever. They don't work there anymore, but whatever. And we'll probably only have 82 people watching this. So thank you for the 82. And I'm just stalling for the story. So they called me. They're like, we'll select you. I'm like, yeah, that feels weird. I don't want to wait in line. And they're like, yeah. And like, hey, like, so they called me and I already had like a long day. I was like, I don't have a costume. No thing. I don't know why I said no.
Yeah.
But this is where we differ. They're like, dude, can you just put on be a softball player? And I was like, no. I think about that a lot. Like I straight up said, like, I got a phone call to be like, here's your opportunity to be selected. And I was like, I don't want to dress up. Like I could have had a Honda Taurus right now or a Ford Taurus right now, but Ford Taurus, like, but I always think like it would be so bad to be like embarrassed on TV, like dressing up really stupid. Let's say I was sweating and then I made the wrong. People are shouting like door 2, and then it's a donkey behind the door. I'd be like,
I was terrified
oh my god,
I was going to get called. Like and also
I think that was it.
They had this thing where like they didn't tell you if you're going to get called, but like it kind of became obvious with the whole pre-screening thing because like if they liked somebody, they'd have them sign more papers. like obviously that person's going on. But they had this thing where like you had to dance like in between like the stuff that was going on, and like you could not stop dancing. And like I remember at one like there was like a 4-minute period, which like it doesn't sound like a long time, but when you like have to dance for 4 minutes and there's just kind of like cameras swooping around and you're just like sweating in a leather jacket, where I was just like, dude, I don't want to. I'm like, I really did not want to get called, so I'm really glad that I didn't, because I was just a sweaty mess. And it's weird. And Wayne Brady would like come out and then he would like do his thing. He'd be like, yeah. And then it would get dark and he would just go backstage. And then it like lights are on you and you're dancing.
It's all weird. It's all very weird. Strange. And I think I was like, no, and I just, and then I was in the audience for, when I first moved to California, I was like, well, that sounds fun. Because I just moved to California for venture, not like, I'm going to make it big. It was like, let's go see where this takes us. I like the ocean. And like they were like, Wheel of Fortune is not far at CBS Studios. Like that sounds fun. And I guess I'm just really bad at those things because I could tell they were feeding me to be like excited. They're like, what do you do? And I was like, I just moved out here. I'm kind of like, but what do you do? Like, I think they wanted to be like, I'm a kindergartner teacher. I love doing this. But I was just like, I'm here for fun. I blew that opportunity. But it was cool being in the studio. That was, of course, when Drew Carey, Bob Barker wasn't there. But I'm like, whoa, this is like my sick day in real life, like happening right now. And like the big wheel is right there. And I did like that. We're like, what we see, it's almost filmed in like full real time. We're like, I feel like I was there for like an hour, probably an hour and 10 minutes, but it was like nonstop action. That's where I was like, man, I really like that. Because when I did like, when I heard about other shows and stuff, it's like, they got to do different setups. They do this, especially game shows. They want their reaction. It's like, I didn't want any of that. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh man, these are all like really authentic. People are just stoked to be there. So that was a fun thing. I kept my little name tag. It's my little like random box there. So
I think that my episode is still replayable on one of the things. Like,
so were you at least interviewed? Like, or like you could be seen in the audience?
I could definitely be seen in the audience because I'm in like directly in the first row, and I'm a big dude who's like in like tight jeans and like a green leather jacket, like, and I was so sweaty. Like I'm noticeable for sure, but also like the guy that came with me, this guy, he was like my best friend in the military, but he went as a scarecrow, and he had like full face paint and everything, and he was also just dripping in sweat. So like, if you could find the scarecrow, you could find me.
You know what year this was?
This would have been 2016 or 2017. I think 2016. I could find like pictures probably.
Okay, so photos. It would have been funny if like you took my seat that day where I was just like, nah, and then like sweaty scarecrow is just like, and then we just crossed paths like without even knowing it one day. But I don't know, man. It's not even like a fear of like being embarrassed on national television. I'm just more of like, no thanks. Someone else could get super hyped because it would just look so weird and inauthentic. If I was like, because I like getting excited. I'm a pretty passionate person, but if they're like, I don't think if like I won a car, I would give them the reaction they want. I think I would probably just be like, oh, nice. Like, sick, I wouldn't be like, Yeah, and I wouldn't be like running up and down the aisles and everything. Right. I would just be like, this feels super weird. My body wouldn't let me do that. And then I would just, I think probably just end up like passing out and then like vomiting. We got to take that again. We're not going to take that one.
Everybody else want to come up with Scarecrow. Get up here.
I'm too sweaty. Everyone's just like in a mess.
Keep dancing.
Get going. I'm Wayne Brady. Do it.
That's the dude. At some point, like it felt like they forgot to turn the dance light off. Like, cause I'm just looking around like what, and everyone just had a smile on their face. It felt like I was in a different dimension.
It's like that movie, Late Night with the Devil. Have you seen it?
That's what it.
Did I bring this up on the last podcast? I feel like I did, but like, I will tell anyone to go watch Late Night with the Devil. So it's like so good. It's a mind trip.
I met
it's
that guy.
David Dalsmuchin.
Yeah,
probably saying it wrong.
One of the Collecticons, he was doing like a whole thing, and
he's
just like
great.
hanging out. Yeah, he seems like super.
I mean,
nice.
I've never met. I say like he's great. Like he's in my phone book. My phone.
Super nice.
Yeah, I've seen him in interviews. I'm like, and he's got his show too. Shout out to Grave Confessions, I think it's called. Where have you seen it? Where I'm pretty sure it's called Grave Conversations. And they lay down in coffins, and he interviews them. Where like his whole thing is like the only talk show where the guests get to lie down, and like he gets pretty cool people. Like of course James Gunn is on there, and cool. So yeah, I always I've seen him in interviews, and he loves comic books. So he was one of us. So hey David, hit us up. We'll do a promo card with you.
Tell us your favorite cryptid.
Cryptid down below. He'll probably have some, like super cool. Actually, and he said he really likes Dracula. He's got a little Dracula fake blood thing. So
that's cool. Dracula cryptid?
I think I know too much about him, but I'm like, oh, who's this guy? But I probably know. I don't know. I guess that's the point. It's like when I get passionate about something, I'm like, I want to kind of know everything and just feel that. I think that's where like cryptids come in. Is like it's just a bottomless pit. It never ends. Like anytime you're like. Info. Always. And then there's always a new theory because it's like, well, are these real? Or are they not real? Like having Bigfoot be like, are they time travelers? Are they technically aliens? They can zap away and they have new technology. It's like, maybe. That'd be cool.
I think cool. I like the idea of like a super advanced Bigfoot.
But then would that be a different thing? Would that still be Bigfoot?
I don't think so. Because I think, well, it just depends because like the modern perception of Bigfoot is that it's like an ape.
Yeah.
Like, or just like a not quite yet evolved human. Like, I don't know. Not that it's like some like special being. Like, I think that like the unanimous opinion is that it's like not as smart because it's still living in the woods. And it's
maybe that's what he wants us to think. He's like, right? Oh, humans, they think I'm a Neanderthal, but really I'm a modern blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I don't know. They might have power. They might have cable. They know what we're saying about him.
They've seen your Let's Make a Deal episode. They're like, we don't want to go down there.
That guy was so
that's
sweaty.
A sweaty planet. Like everyone just sweats constantly. There's this place called Florida where they just sweat. Sorry, Florida. Shout out to Florida.
And there's dinosaurs.
I like Florida. There's in Haddonfield near us. I'm gonna get for the viewers at home. I already said in the first podcast, I'm gonna get basically every fact wrong, so it's perfect for cryptids. But I'm pretty sure in Haddonfield, New Jersey, like the first fossil was like found in like Haddonfield, New Jersey. So there's a dinosaur like right on Main Street, a real dinosaur, but like an actual like the Diplus. Again, I'm gonna get it wrong, but like it's really cool. I think that's the fact of like I don't know. We'll pop it up and we'll Ben, you can get a little graphic and something, and then just say like. Say the percentage of how right I was. So I'm going to say I'm about 82% right. That like, I know there was a fossil found. I know I want to say the dinosaur starts with the D and it has a little fin. I mean, I know it, but like, I want to say like, it was the first fossil either in New Jersey or like found in the US. So
cool.
Graphic here, graphic there. I'm just going to make your job really difficult. Just pew, 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 graphics constantly.
I could do it.
I wouldn't want to. Okay, well, are dinosaurs cryptids?
I think so. Because if you think about it, we named them, right? And we've never seen them. Kind of, yeah. And we also have never found like a complete one. So like dinosaurs that we know it may not be what dinosaurs actually were. And I think there's like with dinosaurs, there's always that possibility. Like we'll never be 100%, but we'll also never be 100% on Bigfoot. So yes, I think they're cryptids. They're just cryptids we have way more information on.
Yeah, because we learned about them in school. Yeah, like, wouldn't it be weird to be like, also, if you turn the page, we're going to learn about Gumbaroo. It's like,
right?
Yeah, hey, if we're talking about dinosaurs, let's talk about Gumbaroo, the possibilities. Because maybe we're finding Gumbaroo fossils everywhere.
I think that, like, I guess it just depends on, like, the definition of cryptid. Because I think that, like, are there cryptids that we know exist? Or is it part of cryptids that they're all myths?
Well, goblin shark started as a cryptid, and then they found something that looks like a goblin shark, and they're like, ding, cryptids are real. So that's what I love about, like, cryptids. And just, it's interesting where, like, a lot of people don't know the word cryptid. They all know Bigfoot, but, like, to me, cryptid also means, like, adventure. It's like, to me, it's like the word feels like just kind of like adventure. It's like cryptid. You know what I'm kind of saying? It's like, it just means like it's that rabbit hole, it's that adventure, it's that passion, it's that curiosity. Yeah. So like, I just really like the word cryptid of like, let's see what's out there. Yeah. I was watching an interview with Guillermo del Toro, and he had a really cool thing. He said curiosity is an expression of love. I was like, oh, because he's like, if you're curious about something, you want to know more about something, that means you're passionate to it, you're drawn to it. I was like, all right, Guillermo, okay.
Guillermo.
All right. Sure, I'll buy your $8,000 ghost statue from the Haunted Mansion. That's what he was doing, like a YouTube kind of promo for.
Yeah,
I think it was Heritage Auctions. So second Heritage Auctions meme drop. But
if you're in here, Heritage Auctions, tell us your favorite.
If you're in here, Guillermo del Toro, let us know your favorite cryptid below. Actually, it's Frankenstein. Pretty cool. Yeah, Frankenstein's monster. That's the whole thing of like, is it Frankenstein? Who's the monster? You know, I think that's like what his film's about, is like, is it Frankenstein or is it Frankenstein's monster?
I heard good
so
things.
What do you think?
I hadn't seen it.
Because it's interesting to think, like, you know, what kind of person would want to reanimate the dead, you know, and abuse it?
You know, I think that, well, kind of, to abuse it for sure kind of makes you like a little monstrous. But I think that there's probably scientists nowadays who are like, let's see what we could do. And we don't call that.
There's got to be.
Right?
There's got to be.
They're cloning sheep.
It's crazy that no one in the lab is like, excuse me, right? We're all thinking it, right?
I have this lever that we can pull, you see. And the sky opens. And
the sky opens up.
One lightning.
This little mouse like goes up. Then they gotta start with the little mouse and get it going.
Just a battery. He's like, it's alive.
It's alive. Oh, it's gone.
It's gotta get.
There's gotta be something. Imagine all the experiments that we're not privy to. They even experimented with like, how fast can we grow vegetables? You know, like, can machines grow vegetables? Which I'm pretty sure that was just a bad example, but there's got to be, not even on a government level, there's just got to be things at universities that they're talking about that you and I will never know about and never see. That's what it makes me curious. It's like, what are they talking about?
Right?
Is it important? But if it's not important at all, then what are we doing? But then someone has to be passionate about it because they're talking about it.
They gotta be. And science is so vast that like there's 8 billion people on the planet. I imagine at least 1 million scientists out there. Like, if there's a 1 in a million chance that one scientist is like, man, we should try to like do some crazy stuff. Like, it's probably happening.
Well, shout out to this book. We're just gonna be the shout out podcast. There's a book here called The Resurrectionist, available on Amazon. Just like Torrential Tides through Jackalope. I'm just going to name drop thing. But this is crazy. This is a Philadelphia doctor. So this is exactly what we're talking about. So it's called The Resurrectionist, The Legacy of a Madman.
Interesting.
Kind of makes you think of Set 3, which we can't go into. But what year was this that he talks about? 1870. He was basically like, hey, his father was a gravedigger, and at a young age, so this is really cool thing is like, it's a true story. His father was a gravedigger, and at a young age, like, he helped him out, and then his father passed away. He buried his father, so he was just fascinated with death, and then he started legitimately going crazy, and he's like, oh, well, death doesn't mean the end, because we become like soil and worms. So molecules are somewhere that he just started getting obsessed and digging up all these bodies. And they're like, what are you doing? You're a doctor. we know you. And he's like, I have to figure this out. And then I haven't finished it, but like basically I guess he keeps going crazier and crazier, and he like tries to stitch things together. And that's I guess where it turns into like a little bit of like fable. But I looked at him like this can't be real. But like it was a real doctor, a real surgeon in Philadelphia, and
interesting.
And I gotta finish it. But it's graphic. But then it has this journal of him starting to go insane. I'm like, it's cool. It's like probably wrong now, but it's crazy that it's 1870 and 150 years later. Is that math correct? I don't know. Check my math in this. Yeah, roughly. Just graphic.
The percentage of
this podcast is going to come out in 4 months. There's just graphics everywhere. But 150 years later, I'm like reading his journal of like going insane and like how he misses his dad and he wish he didn't dig him back up. It's like, oh no, like this is crazy.
Yeah, and if you think about it, if that was going on 150 years ago, no, I don't really. I know at like a few points in my life, I was like, I'm gonna start keeping a journal, and I wrote like a page or two, but it's hard to stay consistent on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have some journals that I don't know where they're at, and I think that's dangerous. I don't like admit to murder or anything like that. That's for my other journals, but like it's yeah. Sorry, YouTube. Disclaimer: not a murderer, but. That's like the fear of like 150 years later, I'm reading this guy's journal and he would have no idea that we're going to be talking about it on a podcast. Right. He's probably like, I'm doing big things. They're going to know my name. And now we're like, this guy was crazy, right?
He didn't know. He was losing his mind.
He was losing his mind. And what a freak. Also,
he's like, trading card day with my family today. And it's like his family hated him. His ghost is reading it like, oh, what a bummer.
Yeah. Because that's any documentary you see, even if it's like I was watching a Steve Martin documentary and I was like, oh, and like there's highs and lows of everyone's life. But if you just watched all the good stuff, then it's really kind of just like a showpiece of just like what do they call like a puff piece.
Yeah.
This was like, oh no, I don't want to like, there's a dark side to everyone. It's like, it's a strange thing to sign off on and be like, no, I want the world to know everything. Cause you gotta guess be vulnerable. People in the comments are like, what does Mark know?
Right. Well, I guess that if anything, if you want to like protect yourself from like 150 years from now, just like put it in your journal. Like, I do not consent to this being published.
Or you put JK at the end of each one of your like entrances. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. But then I probably think that like, no, I probably wrote some good stuff in there. When looking back on it, it's probably like nothing at all. So, now I used to keep one for a long time, like an actual like pen to paper. And I know where they are now, but I should probably just burn them. And I'll never look at it. Like, what's the point of it, Ben? I'm just gonna go burn it right now. I'll be right back.
All right.
And okay, see you later.
Otherwise,
I'm feeling like I'm very sporadic tonight. I don't know why. Maybe it's just talking about cryptids and passionate things and curiosity.
Cool stuff to be curious about.
I was curious about like I was watching Toxic Avenger, the first one, which it's in theaters now. I want to like see the remake. And I was thinking like, when does a B horror movie go to like a C? Because, and maybe that's sort of like a little bit subjective. Everyone's like, oh, it's so bad, it's good. So to me, that falls in like the B. And the A is obviously like Scream. And you could argue that like Freddy versus Jason stuff is B. But
yeah,
to me, like, C, because I've seen horror movies. I'm like, that was such a waste of time, and I'm so angry that like it just missed the mark.
Yeah.
Like, what for you feels like where it's going to go bloop?
Honestly, for me, it's about where it's distributed. So like it used to be, Telltale Factory used to be straight to DVD, right? Like it used to be like, gosh, dang, like that's going straight to DVD. Like Freddy vs. Jason 2 in space, like dang, still gonna watch it, but it like kind of like starts as B because you just know that it's either something you're gonna buy the DVD or you're gonna rent it at the video store. Yeah. Now it's kind of like Netflix. If it's straight to Netflix but not produced by Netflix, then it's probably C tier. Like it's probably like, it's one of those movies that's like low budget because it's not a Netflix original. But Netflix originals are the new, like they're on par with horror in theaters. Same with like Amazon. Like if they're like distributed directly from the big streaming services, then I know that it's like a high level horror movie.
You answered that so well. I thought you were gonna be like my answer would be like too much blood, not enough blood. You had a very good answer. Like,
I don't even
okay,
watch
so
horror,
yeah,
but like
that makes a
that's
lot
where
of
my
sense.
brain goes.
Yeah.
I think it's like that
to
way
me,
with
like,
any movies now.
yeah, that's true. So
Like, even
like,
comedies. Like you think Happy Gilmore in my brain, like the Happy Gilmore 2, that's a movie that would be in theaters. That's like a big movie. But it's a Netflix movie, and it probably has the same viewership and same like prestige as if it were in theaters. But if it were like a Tubi original, it would probably have less like weight to its name.
now Tubi is killing it.
Tubi got Happy Gilmore might be good for them.
Yeah. Tubi was the little one, right? Like it was like the bite size. It was Tubi. Yeah. Right? Like where it was like 7-minute episodes and the pandemic came.
Yeah.
Actually. David Katzenberg, the guy who like then, yeah. Man, okay. So I was gonna say like if they don't try, like a B horror means like we tried our hardest with the budget, hope you like it, we had fun. That's from like I'm on board, could be anything, could be terrible script, location. What I don't like is almost like a wink, like we tried our hardest and we think you'll like this. It's a B, like I think if you market it as a B horror film, like this is, I'm just a horror fanatic, it's a B horror film all the way. To me, I'm like, that's going to be a C because you kept like winking to the camera a little bit. You know what I mean? Where it's like they thought they were doing something so good when in reality, like they didn't line up the shot. The edits are like too long, but I can stomach that if there's no marketing and it just comes out. And like to your point, like if it's just on Netflix and it's 88 minutes long, which I think is the perfect length to any film, like horror film is like 88 minutes long, beginning, middle, and end, done. Like B all the way.
A bunch of really good movies like that.
Yeah. What did I see recently? I'm trying to think of like, well, you saw Superman. You liked it, right?
Superman was so good. And I won't spoil anything for you, but like I'm not really a DC guy. I like DC. I like Batman. I grew up on like Teen Titans and stuff. But Marvel has just been so prominent, especially in media, in like physical media. Like I really enjoy like the Marvel movies versus the DC movies, but I prefer the DC animations to all the Marvel animations. Like they each have their own strengths. But I think that this Superman movie like set a tone for what's like to come for DC movies, and if all DC movies are like that, then they're just going to be like a direct competitor with Marvel movies because it had everything that a Marvel movie has. It has like the music, the humor, like the really cool action mixed with the music and humor. Like it takes Superman, who's like this, I never thought of Superman as like a funny guy, but like they added humor, but while keeping him as like Superman. And the guy who plays Superman now is really good. Everybody in it was just so good. I really enjoyed it, and I did not think that I would. So,
do you see movies differently? Because, like, do you think you review movies differently with age? Because, like, you just like, oh, I really enjoyed it. Like that seemed like a very just like, I'm sorry, but like dad review,
right?
And, like, but it was a great review of Superman. But like, I feel like if it was like, 13-year-old me or something, one, I would be like, hey man, shut up. But two, I'd be like, I was this, which I guess you have to change with age. I kind of answer my own question, but
you just like, there's more to
like, what are your expectations for movies now? Like, when you go into a movie, like, what are you expecting?
Really, anything that will like keep my attention for a long period of time. Like, but also I do feel like I pick apart movies a lot more now. Like, I feel like my time feels more valuable. So if I'm watching like a 2.5-hour movie, I hate when they drag, and I hate when like things are predictable. Like as a kid, I mean, things were new. I hadn't seen the same movie structure 100 times, so I wasn't able to like predict things. And if I did predict things, I was like, wow, like called it. And now it's like, called it. Like if I can see it coming from a mile away, it kind of loses like its allure. And especially like if I'm seeing something in theaters, like I really like, I want it to be like enthralling. And that's why like I haven't seen a lot of like funny movies or anything. I've only really seen like action and adventure movies in theaters recently because it's like I need that like thrill.
I saw The Monkey. I think that was the last movie I saw in theaters. Have you seen it?
The Monkey? No.
I think it's streaming now. Stephen King's. It's really good. I talked to MGR about it. Mike Ryan, lore writer, and well, he's a huge Stephen King guy, and it's really good. What I like is and I'm sure some review said this, but it's like a horror movie meets Looney Tunes because the death scenes are we allowed to say death on YouTube? I feel like we're going to get blurped, whatever. But the unalived scenes, and I'm not doing that to be, anyways, the scenes that play out throughout the movie are like hugely comical. Like there's no way to be like, oh, it's like actually hilarious. It was a packed theater and we saw it. It was really cool to like laugh and also be scared a couple times. And it wasn't like crazy slasher, but then there's a twist from like a good twist that's entertaining, but not like so far out of left field where you're just like, that was a forced twist. But this is like okay, I'm on board.
Stephen King.
Yes, exactly. So it was really enjoyable. And then before that, I saw Beetlejuice still by myself in the theater. Have you ever seen the movie by yourself?
I have like a few times. Yeah. I like that feeling.
It's nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's my wife, when we first met, she's like, oh, I do that. And I was like, that's the most depressing thing I've ever heard. But she's like, no, like
until you
grew up in New York. And then she went to school in New York City. She's like, I would go see a movie by myself. I'm like, oh, so then I did it the very first time was last year. Saw Beetlejuice in the middle of the day. And dude, it was full of like-minded people. Like they had their Beetlejuice shirts and like they were laughing and it was fun. I don't want to see it again because of like that cool moment of like I was by myself with my little chicken fingers and everyone was like enjoying it. So it's like we were all there in the middle of the day. We probably all should have been working and we were there to see Beetlejuice. So it was fun. I recommend it.
Yeah.
Shout out in the comments below if you've seen a movie and what movie you've seen and if you've seen it by yourself and was it better?
Beetlejuice, if you're in here, drop
Beetlejuice. Won't say it 3 times. Beetlejuice is for sure cryptid. I mean, that's like hands down.
I think it's like Bloody Mary.
That's true. Bloody Mary and Beetlejuice would get along pretty well. Say it 3 times. Maybe that's where it came along. Tim Burton, if you're watching, do Bloody Mary next. There's got to be a Bloody Mary movie out there, right?
I would assume.
There's got to be.
I know it's been like featured in things. Actually, I don't know. I remember like a Bloody Mary thing, whether it been like a YouTube video or something where like kids said Bloody Mary 3 times. There was some show I used to watch called, I don't know if it was like Fact or Fiction. It was some sci-fi show where they would have like a scenario that like a mini movie with like some like kind of horror. Like one was like a kid went in his closet and he never came out. And then you had to like find out like at the end whether it was like based on a true story or not.
Okay.
I think it might have been on one of those. But I remember those used to freak me out, especially the ones where like, actually, this was based on a true story. And then the whole rest of your night, I'm like, I'm not going in my closet.
I'm not getting dressed. I'm wearing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, staying out of there.
Have you, and we could wrap it up with this, have you seen anything or experienced any cryptid? Like, I feel like ghost stories are always the go-to. Like, what was the last kind of experience you remember?
Well, for me, it's mostly been like alien stuff. Especially like being in the Navy, being on ships, I saw a ton of stars that I like in my brain were not shooting stars. Like I saw like tons of like, and we have like at some point I'll have to show you like some photos and stuff of like all the cool things. Because like being out in the middle of the ocean at night, the only light in the sky is stars and the moon. Like when there's no land anywhere, it's just all like the ocean is black at night. Like you can't even see the water from the ship. It's so dark. So like the stars were bright. So like a shooting star was like pretty normal, but there were stars that would like zigzag or stars that would like go and then come back and like all kinds of, and like part of like being underway or like being at sea was you always had to have a forward and aft lookout. It was like a 4-hour shift and my shift was always midnight to 4 a.m. and I would just sit in this little room at the back of the ship and I just had to stare out. And like every hour I would have to report on whether or not I saw something. And it was mainly looking for like other ships and like, keeping an eye on like your surroundings, but it's just middle of the night black and there's no cell phone service. It's not like I can just like scroll or anything or read a book. So lots of just like stars that didn't make sense and things moving around in the sky. Never really.
Did you have to report that? Were you like, I saw another star that didn't make sense?
No, and but like, and that's something that I asked about at some point. Is like, do you guys ever see like, more bluntly, I was like, you guys ever see aliens out here? And they like same thing. They would always be like, no, but like there are stars and like shooting stars that we cannot like make sense of, and they would talk about them all the time.
Got to be something,
right? I'm still a big believer that the aliens are in the ocean.
Yeah, we talked about it on the last podcast. Yeah. So for those watching, go to the last podcast. Maybe you've already watched the last podcast. So I think ghosts are like big with me, and I can turn. I swear, like I can turn it off and on if I want to have an experience. And maybe that's just our brains are able to say tricks on us, kind of thing, or do tricks on us. But I can be like I used to do. I used to work in real estate, but I would mostly do commercial stuff. Yeah. And where I worked in New York was like more like upstate New York. So there's these old buildings. And immediately I'd be like, oh, here's this cool place. But then I truly couldn't wait for them to leave so I can go explore by myself.
Yeah.
And like, I swear I saw and heard things, but to me, I'm like, makes sense. These are homes from like 1807 and things like that. And like, I was probably inhaling asbestos, but probably wasn't good. But I remember, I guess like with ghosts, it's not as much of like a seeing, it's like a feeling of like something is not right. Yeah. Like something, it's like that panic attack. And then of course, like you get more and more. I'm trying to think of like the last place. Well, I will say, so it's more of like a vibe for sure. Maybe just because of like the theme of it all is like there's a place called the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia. Have you heard of it? Dude, they have like actual chopped off hands. You can donate your body to science.
Interesting.
So there's these actual like pieces, and there's bodies, and there's like, because it's how they studied it is like back then, probably this guy from 1870 in Philadelphia. That's how they studied things. People would donate their bodies to science. So there would be these eyeballs, these noses, like real things.
Yeah.
And I went there and like I had this not like a gut churning thing. I was like, this is disgusting, because I actually found it fascinating. I'm like, oh, like this is how they learn. This is their Google. You know, they would go. Some of them were like gross, like huge tumors on faces. It's pretty like not for the. But then I had like a stomach panic attack of like, these were real people. Yeah. I was like, I'm in a lab, literally a lab. And it's a strange museum. I highly recommend going to it. Yeah. But I'm like, man, it's a feeling that I can't recall, because I'm like, I feel like their spirits are still there.
Yeah.
Or just something is still there. The vibe, because it's actually at the academy, probably getting it wrong, academy lab, like where they would study. So it's like, I feel like the energy of like the process of seeing these things and doing labs and like taking like that energy, hustle and bustle of like being around dead things, that energy is still there.
Makes sense.
And that weird stuff like spinal bifida, like they had a spine that was like twisted, and it was like that's why I'm like, this is real. This is here.
That was somebody's spine.
And they have a sign that says like, because a lot of people are like, that's where I want to end up. And they say like, we do not take donations. Like, don't write us in your will. Like, we will not take your body for donations.
Yeah, no more bodies, please.
Yeah, no, it pretty much says like, don't ask about being here anymore. So I recommend eating probably before, because like, I tried eating afterwards. I was like thinking way too much about like what I just saw, and more of like, I didn't think I would see that today. Like gangrene hand, like seeing a real chopped off hand that was like, because what it was, they're like, what happens when we find a dead body at sea? Like, what happens to your scar or your skin and your tissue? So they're like, let's chop off that person's hand and put it in like, I don't know. It's, I guess it's morbid to think about. We're going to get like a banned on YouTube. We got to figure out the rules probably eventually.
Yeah.
But it's science, it's science. So I think that's where we can get away with it, but we're not saying anything bad. So as far as ghosts and such, I'm waiting for my next one. With a lot of travel that we do for conventions, I'm just waiting for like the next like hotel or something like that. Cause anytime the convention halls have been fine, but I feel like if it's at like an old building, cause I don't know if it's a spirit or it's like just the energy of like, okay, something happened here. Cause like, matter can't be created or destroyed. Right. So I feel like there's gotta still be matter hanging around,
old hotels,
right?
Especially like the hallways of old hotels. Like even if they've been renovated, you can still feel if they've been there for a while. Yeah.
I'm like something happened here. So Philadelphia has a lot of that. So if you're in my neck of the woods, and so let's go explore some Philly areas, and you'll be at Legends Expo, right?
Yes, sir.
If people want to stalk you. and find you. Whenever this comes out, Legends is 27th, September 27th. So we'll be there. I don't know what I'll be doing there. Maybe we should do some Jackalope stuff there. Who knows? We're all still learning. We're on this journey together. So comment below what we should be doing at Legends Expo. As long as it's PG friendly, because probably we're going to get lots of comments that aren't super PG friendly. So, but we love you anyways. Thanks for hate watching. So, but on a high note, man, we're headed into spooky season. So I want to give you an update. I made my character for D&D September 18th. My character's name is Fritz. I'm into it. I sent it to the dungeon master. It's like an official thing. He's like, oh, to catch up with the campaign, you can add an uncommon magic item. I was like, heck yeah. And I added like an uncommon magic item. I was like, I'm going to add a thing called like bag of tricks where I can know, like, I can't wait. So, and I'm going to get like there. I was like, what do I need? They're like, bring a pencil and a miniature. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get the coolest miniature. So I'm in. I got to go find it. I'll probably go to my LGS and go do it. So
cool.
I'll keep you posted. So use code podcast at the store at thejackalope.com. Anything else you want to throw out there, Ben?
I think I'm all good. Just Legends Expo's coming up. Well, I'll be at Atlanta CollectCon next weekend.
Okay.
And then 703 Fest the week after, and then Legends Expo the week after.
Graphic. You just put it everywhere. All right, that'll be fun, man. So let's do it. Let's keep having fun. Let's see what happens on the third one. So everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Like, comment, subscribe. That's what people say, right? Are we missing anything? Like, comment, subscribe, share.
I don't know if we mentioned that one.
Favorite cryptid. Tell us your favorite mid-century modern furniture. All right. Bye, everyone.